welcome back everybody to another new episode of A Whole New World, where we're here to put a spotlight on positive things happening in the community and developing that positive mindset. So, I am your host, Jacob New, and as always, it is time for that favorite part of the week, starting off your week with a dad joke. And without any further ado, here it is. So a slice of apple pie is $2.50 in Jamaica and $3 in the Bahamas. Those are the pie rates of the Caribbean.
I like
But
it. That's a good one.
It is. I like pie. We were talking about pie earlier today with my wife. But she does not like key lime. But as I...
What are the pie rates in America?
That's a great question. Do we even have pirates in America? So, we are very lucky to have Lori Beard here, who on the show today, who is a mother of 8, an author, certified life coach, and a clinical hypnosis practitioner. Is there anything you don't do?
Pies?
Okay.
And actually, I have some. I have tried it sometimes.
Hey. So, first, thank you for being on the show today with us.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
It's my pleasure. So, what exactly? So you are a hypnotherapist, or you're a clinical hypnosis practitioner. Sorry, let me get that correct.
Yes.
So, what does that mean? Like, am I going to be hypnotized right here on the show? Like, what's going to happen? Okay.
Well, hypnosis is referred to as a trance state of mind, in which the subject or the individual, the person, is very focused and can get to a level of unconsciousness or subconsciousness. When you are hypnotized, you're relaxed and you're very calm, and ego steps down. And then you're open to receive suggestions that will help you reprogram or change something. Release it, reframe it, resolve it, or remove it.
Okay. That's really cool.
I can give you examples or...
Yeah, no. I mean, I think my biggest question, like we were talking earlier, is I still kind of think of it as Now You See Me, the movie, and how they just kind of like trick people into, or not trick people, but they convince people to do things. Is that kind of what it is? Like, what example can you
That's so
provide us?
funny, because that is a different way. That's not my school. My school of hypnosis is clinical. So clinical alludes more to the person being in control. Every hypnosis is self-hypnosis. So I've had people come for me to help them with smoking cessation, and if the person is extremely attached to the smokies or the cigarettes or whatever, they are not really ready to give them up. So those emotional attachments are going to make it hard. So the person really needs to want to change and transform, and then from there, that first desire, we both can work together to make it happen with suggestions, the power of suggestibility.
Okay. That's a lot. So like, how do you do that? Do you like put them under? Do you like do a pendulum? How do you get them into that relaxed state?
Okay. So to continue explaining and to define it a little bit more, we all go through hypnosis every day, whether we know it or not. So I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
Have you, and the ones watching, have you ever driven to your job, for example, or a place that you're so used to going to, and you don't even know how you got there? Like, you left your home, and I see Luke there nodding yes. You go to the destination, and you're like, oh my goodness, how did I even get here?
Yeah.
You've done that,
I've done that. There's been like stretches where I'm like, what did I do for the past 20 minutes?
Okay.
Like, just road trips. I'm like, oh, that's a problem.
Okay. Why? Why do you think it's a problem? Or?
Oh, because I don't remember it. I'm like, oh, snap.
Right. So, Jacob and
Yes.
everybody out there, that means your subconscious mind was doing in auto mode, like we blink, like we breathe, like our heartbeat beats, our subconscious mind knows how to navigate through things and do things. And I bet maybe you didn't realize you were driving, or there's a red light or whatever, because you're in auto mode, and your conscious mind was thinking on the to-do list and this and that, and you're basically like multitasking mentally. So when you're watching TV and you get super involved in the movie, like you think you're in there,
Yeah.
you're basically in a state of trance state. When opera singers or people that sing and get very into that zone,
Mhm.
that person is basically in an altered trance state. Prayer, people that pray, people that meditate and chant, that is an alternate trance state. So that is hypnosis. And when we are in between awake and asleep in the morning or at night,
Yeah.
and you're having that conversation with somebody and then you fell asleep, in the morning you kind of remember,
Mhm.
but then you're
don't.
but you don't.
Yeah.
That is also a trance state or hypnosis.
So, my understanding, and I'm going to go back to like the operatic example that you were talking about. So that's kind of like for performers when everything else kind of seems to fade away,
Okay.
and you're just kind of in what we call the zone. That's
Yep.
a form of hypnosis.
A trance,
And a
altered
trance.
state. Yep.
Okay. Yes.
And you can say hypnosis, yes,
Okay.
definitely. And so since you mentioned, right, we have been mentioning the zone.
Yeah.
Likewise, we get in the zone of negativism and self-destruction.
Mhm.
Distress, disappointment, and that is where I like to interject, like to help people because they are in such a negative state in life, and their thought processing patterns and language patterns are so destructive that that's what needs to be reprogrammed.
Yeah.
That's where I like to come in.
And that I like that. And so like so you're also a life coach too. So now how do you go about getting your client, like are they like your life coach or they're your life coach? Are they like one of your clients for your coaching business, and then you're like, you need like how does that work? Like how do you work those two together, or are they separate?
Yeah, great question. Either way, from the very beginning, I present myself as both, and I have some services that include that is just life coaching, and then it's a matter of the client's preference. Typically, my clients have been to counseling, the traditional counseling, the licensed therapist counseling, and they hit a plateau, right?
Yeah.
And they've been going there for years and years and years, and they seem like, oh, this is not working anymore. I'm bored. This is not working, and it's okay. It has its place, and it has its time for healing and for people's well-being. But when they are looking for something else, they're looking for something non-traditional or different, and a new modality. And life coaching is just booming.
Yeah.
And people know that the way I explain it is life coaching is like literally the coach of a team. They see their potential. They push them to, they know what they can give according to their goals. Okay, I want to be a star. The coach goes, okay, you want this, you want your goal, these are the tools, this is my guidance. Well, if that athlete gets injured, the sports coach can't do much, right? Unless they have a medical,
Yeah, they need like
degree.
it's not their specialty.
It's not their specialty.
Yeah.
So I cannot diagnose, I cannot do those things, but as a life coach, I help people meet them where they're at, to help them move forward to wherever they want to go. But those hindrances, those things that are blocking and getting in the way for them to move forward, that's when I say, hey, I do clinical hypnosis too, and if we want to dig a little bit in the past, to find the core issue, this is gonna help. And it just happens that it works out really good and beautiful, the process of change.
Okay. Do you get a lot of resistance from people when you say that? Because, I mean, with the hypnosis thing, people are like, I ain't gonna be hypnotized. They're like, what? Like...
We can do a demonstration here if you want to. But there is somewhat because of ignorance, because they don't know, they're not educated, they're curious. A lot of them know exactly what they're getting into. They know that that's what I do. It's on my face, it's on my web page and social media and all that, and they're curious. They have heard it works, or it's done its miracles somewhere else, and they're curious to find out if it's going to help them, and they ask, and then depending on the issue, we go about interviewing the person, meaning like, okay, what's your goal? What is it that you want to release, remove, and resolve, or reframe?
Mhm.
And then we do a metaphorical script, which
Okay.
that's the next thing I can explain.
Okay, yeah, please do.
So the subconscious mind is very naive.
Mhm.
Okay, so if you are thinking, I'm not enough, okay, or I'm a failure,
Yeah.
or oh yeah, I'm extremely shy, or I'm stupid, the subconscious mind is gonna obey. It's gonna go, oh yeah, I'm stupid, I'm clumsy, I'm dumb, I'm not good enough. No, I can never accomplish that. So when the mind believes it, all these years you didn't get there overnight, right?
Yeah.
Usually a series of unfortunate events, traumas, experiences, bad memories, negativism, old baggage is the one that leads you to assume and that behavior, to behave like that. So these scripts, hypnosis scripts, help the subconscious mind be going to a journey that's it's imaginary.
Yeah.
And the subconscious mind, believe it, and it's what helps the person accomplish their ultimate goal, metaphorically. But because there's a specific language that needs to happen, that I need to say as a hypnosis practitioner, the subconscious mind starts believing it as it's already happening.
And so, like, you have to be very specific with your language then. So depending upon what it is that you're hoping to address and reprogram, depends on the language that you use.
Absolutely.
Am I understanding that correctly?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I kind of, well, as you're sitting here explaining it, I have a couple of things I think of it as when we use social stories with our students, with our kids, and you're sitting there like thinking, I'm not good enough, I'm stupid, and I hear students say that like all the time, and it's like, no, you gotta change that thinking, and it is almost like you are kind of like a computer programmer, and you notice that a program's not working right, and so you're able to go in and kind of rewrite that program and help that kind of start to change things for the better.
Absolutely, and I love how fast you're getting this, and you're kind of implementing it, or you have already, like...
I love metaphors.
being aware of it in your classroom.
Yeah.
So any professional out there, for example, nurses, how are you feeling today? How's the pain going?
Mm-hmm.
No, you need to say something like, how well are you today?
Yeah.
For example, twisting that pancake, like... We're always thinking in terms of negativism. Can I do an exercise with you?
Yeah.
Right now?
Oh, of course. I love exercises.
Okay.
Yes, let's do it.
So, try to turn these expressions or phrases into affirmations. Positive affirmations.
So these are going to be negative, and I have to turn them into positive.
Sure.
All right,
Yep.
good. Yes. All right, let's do it.
So, and then this everything goes back to hypnosis, because if I, as a practitioner, imprint or try to anchor in that brain, right?
Yeah.
A message or a suggestion for that person to switch, that channel into something positive is crucial. Language is crucial.
Mm-hmm.
So if I say, and you as a teacher,
Yes.
tell your students, don't forget to bring blah, 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 blah tomorrow.
Remember to
Perfect.
bring. Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
And in that
One for one.
case, why? Why is it so
Because,
important?
well, for me, it starts. Well, I used to be a YMCA camp counselor, and I was working with 4 and 5-year-olds, and we were always told to not say don't.
Okay.
You want to tell them what it is that you want them to do, and that's what they're going to do. So if I want them to make sure they have something, I want to use the words remember.
Excellent.
Yeah, and if they're running down the hallway, I'm going to no, will you talk about that in class? Don't run in. No, say walk in the hallway.
Excellent.
That's the expected behavior. Yeah.
And that's basically it. And if
Mhm.
you and many industries, I drive and I see billboards.
Yeah.
And I see don't text and drive. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
The city, I might need to just call the city or whomever posted that. Or it's just funny because I'm always looking for
Yeah.
those little things that I'm like, they should have done it different.
Yeah.
Maybe their marketing will be better. Okay, so another one. I usually come up with them. Can you think of some? Let me see what else. Basically,
Yeah.
like if you tell somebody don't look that way,
Yeah,
the person
they're
is
gonna
gonna
look that
look.
way.
Don't think of the pink elephant,
Yeah.
or don't think of a pink elephant. People
Okay,
are going to.
I'm thinking of a pink elephant now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if I say think of a gray elephant, then that brings better results. Another thing is labels. We label people.
Yes.
Oh, that person's so stubborn. And usually it's derogatory or negative, right? So what will be a better way to describe that person, or what are that person's strength instead?
That person has conviction.
Excellent. Conviction. What else?
They are great at pointing out why I am wrong.
Okay.
I don't know.
Great at pointing. That's a good. I've never heard of it. But yeah, persistent.
Yeah, they are. Yes. I was like, I can't think of any more words.
Persistent, right?
Now I know how game show people feel. I'm like,
And do we need stubborn people in our life, or persistent people in our life? We do. And if we label a person, I call it label when I'm doing my presentations. So when we continue telling that person that negative label, we perpetuate it.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, like the subconscious mind says, okay, I'm stubborn.
And that's kind of what you see.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what you see as an outsider, but that's then what the person's going to believe. If the person is considering you a figure of authority, somebody that, okay, so Mr. New is telling me I'm stubborn. Okay, I am stubborn.
Yeah.
So if you're saying, I like your persistence.
Yeah.
But right now, we're not going to do that. You know?
Yeah.
So that is very important. And we hypnotize ourselves, so to speak. We hypnotize ourselves into these ideas about who we are, about what we're capable or not to do.
Yeah.
So it's important.
So I was about to say, I think when you're talking about the labels and labeling other people, I think we definitely do that to ourselves. And where you're saying somebody's stubborn, going back to the example of I'm dumb. I mean, you keep saying that over and over and over to yourself. Eventually, that's what you believe because that's what you've heard over and over and over again, and you have way more thoughts than you have other people talking to you. I don't remember numbers right now, but I want to say it's like just thousands of thoughts a day that you just have. And so if like 60% of them are negative, you're going to be more of a negative person. You're going to have a negative outlook on yourself. And so you need to go in and reprogram that.
Exactly. And you are a teacher, right?
Yes.
And then professionals out there, anybody listen to this, if you have children around you or children of your own and you're a professional, there's very good sources out there. 2 books that are part 1, part 2. It's Henry the Hypnototamus.
The Hypnototamus.
Yes, very cute stories to help children with phobias, with little things like that are hindering already from early ages. So the sooner, the fastest we can intervene, the better. But then for you adults, there's a lot of hope anyways. We've been programmed because of life, because of trauma, because of negative experiences. We've been programmed, but I don't believe in like, you can't show an old dog new tricks. Yeah. I've been able to show a lot of old dogs great mind hacks to reprogram that mind and for them to be successful.
Well, I think that's another example of where you hear something so often. Of course, now you're not going to be able to because you don't have that mindset. I'm kind of sitting here and thinking, well, why is it that adults have these negative thoughts? It's because something maybe happened earlier on in life. And just for me as a teacher, we're given like a scope and sequence. So we have to have lessons done by so much time, but we also have to think about the emotional needs of our students as well. And a lot of kids, doesn't matter what neighborhood, what area you're in, they have different things that they're going in. And people are like, oh, well, you're in a low socioeconomic area, you have more problems. I mean, you can also have problems in a rich area too, with like home issues or what have you. I mean, kids go through different things, and I think we need, as teachers, we keep that in mind. And so sometimes you have to address that emotional need before you can go on with the lesson, because people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I totally agree, and I admire you for paying attention to that.
Mm-hmm.
And that is my message too, Jacob. I have noticed through the years I've been doing this that if people don't have their personal issues
Mm-hmm.
squared away, if they can't master themselves at home, if they can't lead, if they're leaders, if they're parents, if they're adults, if they can't lead their family or their personal matters, or their relationships are not aligned with their values and their goals, then professionally they're gonna also like collapse and not have success. Or if they have success outside of their home or their between their two ears, their mind, what's the purpose of being successful outside of your own mind, outside of your home? So that is my mission, is just to get out there, help professionals deal with their personal issues so they can become better professionals. It's amazing to see how doctors, CEOs say, I don't feel successful.
Which is like very surprising, because you're a CEO, you're a doctor, or like you look at people, you're making X amount of money, you're making buku's amount of money. I used that word earlier. Kids are like, how much is a buku? I'm like, you can't even quantify it. They're like, what's quantify? I'm like, I got work to do. So, but I mean, you see people and they look successful, but like you said, they don't feel successful. And that's because of the issues that they're holding on to, right?
Exactly.
So, why do you think it is that we hold on to them for so long and don't address them?
Yeah. So we spoke a little bit earlier about the zone, right? Being in the zone, whatever zone that is, right? So I know of another zone, and it's the known zone. So because it's what they know, they don't think there's anything else out there. There's another possibility out there. So they stay there. They stay there, tired, drained, thinking that they can't do anything to change, anything different to change, until something happens, like a crisis happens, and they're like, I'm done. Enough is enough. I want something different, and that's when they finally decide to change, or do something about it, if that answers. So they're attached to that thing that they know.
Mm-hmm. It's almost kind of, if I'm understanding correctly, it's because it's comfortable. Yeah. And from my own experiences, it's hard to get out of a comfort zone. Like, even if you're uncomfortable, maybe you're not uncomfortable enough until that crisis happens. And another saying, we don't know what we don't know, you know?
So here's my question to that observation.
Yeah.
Is it really comfortable? Is that that's why I've changed that, and I've said, and it's okay, because I totally get it when people say it's their comfort zone, it's my comfort zone, but is it really comfortable? When your relationships are not going well, when you are having anger spells at home, at work, and thrashing, and I'm telling you this based on my cases, my clients, when you have that task list, when you're being, where you're procrastinating because you're scattered and you're not focused because all these other things are happening. It's like sweeping and putting the
everything under the rug.
The rug, and it's not. So yes, it's a comfort zone because that's what we know.
It's just more comfortable than the thought of changing.
Yep.
I think.
Probably. And there's a little game of words or play in words that say, why is it that we know what we know and we do what we do? Or why is it that we do what we do when we know what we know?
Well, I feel like we're in Dr. Seuss right now. Hold up. Say it again.
Why is it that we know what we know and we do what we do? And why is it that we do what we do when we know what we know?
Got it. Okay, I'm there now. I'm there. Okay.
Tell me what
Thank
you got. Tell me what
so,
you got.
no, I was just so like, what you're saying is, why do we do the things that we're doing if we know better, essentially?
Yep, that's it.
So.
And it's because of that comfort zone or known zone.
Yeah.
And that's what I love, because with the life coaching and the hypnosis even, I tap into that. I want my clients or the people that I help with tap into that inner wisdom.
Mhm.
People know what to do. People that smoke know that they shouldn't because it's so horrible for their health.
Yeah.
But so they know that.
But they do it anyway. And I think some of it too is the addiction part of that. But now there are some issues too, but like people might be like, well, why do I need to address it? Like how can like a personal life issue come in and affect them in their work environment?
Okay.
So can you like give us an example of why somebody would need to address something that's bothering them internally? Do you know? Yeah.
Sure, because if they continue those patterns, it's detrimental. I mean,
Mhm.
they're already hurting, they're already in pain, and see
Mhm.
how those patterns are destroying them, whether professionally, personally, whether it's manifesting itself, with their health. So the question was, why do they need to change, or they need
Why
to?
is it important to address?
Yeah.
Maybe like, even if it was something like I'm 31, something that happened to me when I was 8. Why do I need to talk about that and address that? Because I mean, it was 23 years ago. Why? Why does it
Okay.
even matter?
Wonderful. So everything that we go through, if it's not dealt with,
Mhm.
okay, if we suppress, if we didn't talk about it, if we're suppressing those emotions, those feelings, and never were able to express it, or never took the time to express and process it and get it out there to understand ourselves and with like a bird's eye view,
Mhm.
it's going to come up to the surface one way or another. Um, it goes back to that sweeping and putting everything under the rug. It's
Yeah.
gonna get so full that one day you're gonna step on it and it's gonna
Okay.
come out.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important. And one way, if this also answers a little bit what you're asking,
Mhm.
if somebody's in denial, they're not gonna see it, right?
Yeah.
They're not gonna admit it. They're not gonna admit to it. So if you're wondering, if you're listening to this and you're wondering, think about your best friend, your loved one, anybody that's telling you, dude, do that. You gotta deal with this. You have this
Mhm.
issue and you don't even realize it. And then you're like, leave me alone, leave me alone. Think about that. Think about something, someone that you respect and look up to, or someone that really, really has the best interest in you.
Yeah.
Think about that, and then, so and so's always telling me this, so maybe
Yeah.
it's
Why
true.
are they always telling me this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, quit being Egyptian and get out of denial, guys.
Exactly.
There's another dad joke for you guys.
Can I share with you my
Yes.
3 category of
Oh,
people
please
that
do.
are out
Yes.
there? There's the ones that are my little chickens, meaning they clock a lot, clock, 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 and they don't want to do anything about it. They run
Okay.
away.
They want to talk more. Okay.
And they whine, and they protest. They're complaining all the time, but don't do anything about it. Like, quack, quack,
Yeah.
And then there's the ostriches. The ones that, who
Stick-
me? Do I have a
Yeah.
problem? They stick.
Their head in the ground, right?
in
I
the
was like, that's the
sand.
bird that does that, right?
Yeah, that is.
Okay.
And then there's my eagles.
Uh-huh.
The eagles are the ones that want to soar. Probably their little wings are snipped, something happened, they're
Mhm.
injured or whatever, but they know they can heal, they want help, and they want to soar.
Yeah.
And something is hindering them, something's tied up, tying them down, but they want to spread those wings and soar. And those are the ones that say, yes, please get into my head, please help me.
Yeah.
I'm done with this. I need help.
That's awesome. So we got the chicken, people that just want to talk about the issues and not do anything about it.
Mhm.
The ostrich who want to avoid, stick their head in the ground. It's not happening. It's a great life. This dirt is great.
Neglect.
Yeah, neglect.
Mhm.
And then the eagles who they want to get back to flying.
Exactly. I said neglect, but I think
Yeah.
I meant denial. They're in denial. Sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
It's not happening. There's nothing
Yeah.
going on around me. Okay. If I'm not seeing it, it's not happening.
Exactly. Exactly. No, I promise
Yeah.
you, there's a lot of people
all
out
those.
there.
So, what would you say? So obviously, more words. The type of people that you work with mostly are the eagles because they're going to come to you. So then you don't really have a lot of people that are like, I don't want to. They come to you like, I don't want to solve my problems. Then you're
Exactly.
gonna, yeah.
I mean, why? I mean, if they don't even see it, or if they're resisting, what you resist persists.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it doesn't matter. Usually, when there's the spouse's idea, their mom's idea, they can come in there, and we can work, and there's some progress, definitely, but not completely.
It makes me think of my favorite movie, Good Will Hunting, and at the very beginning, Will is going to all these different psychiatrists because that's meeting what the court asked him to do. He's like, yeah, I'll go meet with them. Fine. If I don't have to go to jail, that's fine. But then eventually he ends up wanting to go, and that's when he really makes the progress. Okay. So, sorry, that just popped in my head.
Yeah, absolutely. I love movies, and movies teach. Movies, yeah.
They do. And we were talking earlier. Side note, guys, I'm going to go see Star Wars this Thursday in 4D, and I'm so pumped.
That is awesome. I'm like, oh my goodness, I have all these kids. Maybe they're talking about it amongst themselves, but what am I missing? So now we gotta get with the program.
Oh yeah. So if you haven't seen it, y'all need the Force in your life. So I would recommend going to go see Star Wars.
Awesome.
Sorry, I had to slip that in there. I'm really excited.
Come on, show me excited.
I know, right?
You're saying I'm excited.
I am.
Show it.
I was telling myself I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. And I said something.
Yay,
so
you surrendered. You gave in.
I did.
You're an eagle.
I'm an eagle. My wings are patched.
Yay.
So, any closing remarks for our listeners?
Since you mentioned Star Wars.
Yes.
If you have heard of The Hero's Journey, right, by John C. Campbell.
Okay.
The Hero's Journey is how in all these movies that you like, there's a hero, but at the beginning they don't know they're a hero, right? They're like, me, do this, I need to go on this mission, I need to go on this journey. And there's usually experiences, there's usually all these things that help them or contribute for them to think that they can't accomplish that ultimate goal.
Yeah.
Become whomever, become the hero, save whatever, whomever, right? Well, there's usually something or someone in those movies that allow for those. That
helps them to realize. It's like the mentor or the Yoda.
The Gandalf,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that is what I'm going to invite the audience, right, to consider and to think about. Think about if you know already, that's me, I need to change. Okay, I've been an ostrich, but I want to turn into an eagle or whatever. Ask around, do an assessment. I have an assessment available also that I love to share or give away, because for the person to think, okay, I do need help, and find that mentor.
Yes.
Find that help, that coach, that whomever it is, counselor, whomever it is, to help you step forward into your greatness, because it's really going to make a difference. You already know what it is to be miserable and dwell on those self-sabotaging patterns. Find somebody.
Try to experience something new, and
I like it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Because I mean, we're all on our own journey. We're all writing our own story, and you are the hero of your journey, of your story. You're not the villain. You are the hero. So go find that mentor. Help realize your superpowers, your whatever, your skills that help you to be your hero for your story.
Yep, and for you to become your best ally.
I love it. Reprogram that mind. You can do it. You are capable. I'm looking at you.
Yes, you are.
We're looking at you, and we're talking to you.
And you.
So, for more questions, what is the best way for people to reach out to you?
LoriBeard.com. Yes.
LoriBeard.com.
My
And
website,
we have
Facebook also, and LinkedIn.
All right, and we are linking that in the bio. So click that link for more information, definitely. And so Thank you so much for being a guest on the show today.
You're welcome, and it's my pleasure. And thank you, Jacob. New, because we need to be new.
Yeah, we all need a little new in our lives.
Definitely.
So, thank you all for tuning in, and hopefully you guys got something good from this, and that you start making that change, reprogramming your mind, changing the language that you are using. Say the positive, and as always, if you learn to do one thing, learn to make a difference. Thanks for listening. Y'all have a good night. Reprogram my brain to think I'm a drummer.
There you go. This was awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
You're a great host.